Hello, everybody, and welcome to WASD 20. I'm trying something new here, so forgive any hiccups, but this is going to be a live channel update that I'm doing on my Facebook page, actually. I have never done this before. I went live for the first time on Facebook in the AbTab group the other day, but now I'm actually doing a little channel update from WASD 20 on Facebook. So if you're watching this after the fact, welcome to the channel update. Hopefully some people will be joining live soon here. That'd be cool too. But if you're wondering, if you're wanting to catch these live, I will be doing more videos occasionally live on Facebook. So that just go to Facebook and search WASD20 or look down in the YouTube description of this video if you're watching it on YouTube later. But yeah, it's been a while since my last channel update, over a month, and I try to do one a month. So January is coming to a close soon, and I thought I would do one here. It's been quite an eventful several weeks since I have last done an update, mainly because we had Christmas and New Year's, and then I went to Europe, as many of you know. I mentioned that a few times on the channel. But agenda for this little update here. If I can grab my pad of paper here. I want to tell you a little about my Europe trip. I want to talk about an upcoming event, the Mappening 8, coming very soon. I want to talk about some new video ideas and just kind of what to expect from the channel here. I'm going to talk about maps a little bit. And I think that's going to be about it. So, yeah, here we go. Europe. Let me tell some stories. Just a couple. There's so much I could say, obviously. It's my first time being to Europe, and yeah, I'm 35 years old, my first time being to Europe. I'm a history teacher. I consider myself to be a fairly globally minded person, but I've never been to Europe. That was a problem. So I definitely jumped on the opportunity to go, and just wanted to share a couple thoughts about how that went. It was a group of 20 students. The students were amazing. They were super easy to work with. That was a breeze. They were really attentive. The focus of the trip was World War II, and them being interested in history and being very attentive to our guides and such was really important. So that was awesome. I'll just share a couple highlights. Going to Normandy was amazing. We went to France, Belgium, and Germany. And again, focus was World War II. So going to Normandy was definitely a highlight. It was our first full day in Europe, other than the day that we flew in the morning. So wake up, drive out to Normandy, and just the countryside there in France is gorgeous. It's just it's beautiful, very scenic, very. Tim used this word the other day, and I was like, yes, Tim, that's it. I'm going to mispronounce it. Is it idyllic or, yeah, I think it's idyllic. Maybe it's idyllic. I'm not a vocabulary guy. I don't know words. But yeah, it was that, and it was awesome. Every building I saw for that first little period of time was like the oldest building I'd ever seen, right? I mean, here in the U.S., like, you see a building from 1850 and it's like, whoa, right? Or a building from 1800 maybe if you're in, if you're on the East Coast. But I'm from Washington State, so yeah, you see a building that's that old, and it's rare, right? Sure, I had seen some like Mayan ruins in Central America, that were probably from, I don't know, 600 AD maybe. But still, seeing like a completely intact building from the Middle Ages was unreal. And seeing some, ruins that were a Roman arch, right? Unreal. So really cool. So Normandy was beautiful, gorgeous village, just little villages. And, I'll probably do a video eventually and share some pictures, but I just wanted to share that as a highlight. And then going to Point du Hoc, I did a video, check it out. It's a D&D Short Swords episode on kind of places of sacrifice and places of remembrance and stuff like that in your game world. So that was cool. But just being there was unreal. Being on Omaha Beach, unreal. The weight of just being there. And I got to teach that this past week in class. So that was just like, it was a new experience, and it was amazing. So that was really cool. The other highlight I would say was going to Bastogne in Belgium. just because it's beautiful. It's like going back in time 50 years. It's kind of how a couple of me and another teacher described it. It's like, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. It's like going back in time in some ways, and you see tanks everywhere. They remember the Battle of the Bulge very well, and so that was really cool. Yeah, it was awesome. I see that we have 7 people watching, but I'm not seeing the comments, so I don't know what's going on with that. I wonder, because one of the reasons I wanted to do it on Facebook, and I could do this on YouTube too. It's not a big deal, but oh, there I see a comment from Jeremy. Hi, Jeremy. Cool. So the comments are working. Okay, anyway, but going to Bastogne was really cool too, being in the Ardennes forest and the woods, and it just felt like I was in Band of Brothers, right? It was really cool. So Europe was amazing. Berlin was cool too. Paris, I could go on, but you didn't come here to hear about my show and tell Europe trip. I wanted to mention that the Mappening 8 is happening this Sunday. That is Sunday the 29th, and it will be at 9 p.m. And I'm very excited because Hanker Infernale from Drunkens and Dragons will be joining me for that. The subtitle that I jokingly came up with for him, and I will now make the official title, The Mappening 8. Vitruvian Principles and Their Applications in Maps for Games of the Tabletop Role-Playing Variety, with Sir Hankerin of Furnale. There you go. Yeah, so we're going to be, but the point is we're going to be drawing some things. There's going to be some art. And I don't know exactly what to expect yet. I'll be honest, I don't fully understand where Hankerin's going with it. I have some inkling, but I have complete faith in the man as an artistic genius for us to put out some good art and for us to hang out with you. So come hang out in the chat on Sunday night. Yeah, Jeremy, it is a mouthful. Yes. But yeah, it'll be fun. We'll be drawing some maps. So that's the main point, and we'll be chatting it up with you fine folks in the chat. So definitely check that out on Sunday night. What's next on the agenda? A new video series, speaking of Europe. I'm thinking about doing some, and I've had a couple requests for this over the last couple years, doing some videos just that are unrelated to the main topic of the topics I normally cover, which would be PC games and especially tabletop role-playing games and D&D. I've been thinking about, people wanting to get to know me, like what's my job like, and other things like that. So I'm thinking about doing some videos. I will be doing some videos, I should say. They'll be called side quests, and I'm gonna do a video on my comic card collection, right? And just show some things from my past. I used to collect comic cards like crazy when I was in middle school, and I found my collection at my parents' house last summer. So I'm really stoked for that, and just thought, hey, this would be cool. They'll hopefully be things that I think people who play D&D, fellow nerds, would appreciate. So not just, things totally out of the blue for the most part, but things fellow nerds would appreciate, or people who just want to get to know maybe a different side of Nate. Me. So that should be good. Side quests, and that won't be taken away from my normal content. I'll still be doing the other, sticking to the D&D stuff, occasionally a PC game, stuff like that. But in mapping, of course. Mapping is in high demand, and that brings me to my next topic, maps. I've mentioned this to several people. I'll keep saying it. I'm in a mapping funk. I have not been drawing many maps. I just haven't been. And I would describe it before as mapping burnout, but I feel like that's starting to wear off now. I feel like I'm starting to get the itch again for maps, which is really cool, but I don't have the time. That's the thing. I'm taking a grad class right now. I'm trying to finish up my master's degree, and it's been pretty busy. It will be a busy semester for me. So I've got a huge, not huge, but I've got 10, 15 people who said, hey, can you make me a map? And I said, maybe someday. And so I've got that list ready to go as soon as it happens. I haven't announced this officially. Ow, I just hit my finger really hard. I'm an idiot. Philip I'm looking forward to it too, and can't wait to see you in the chat. Um, but what was I gonna say? Uh, bef- Before I hit my hand, what was I gonna say? Something about maps, taking a class. I totally lost it. But anyway, I'm starting to feel the itch again a little bit for drawing maps. I've got some commissions waiting. I don't know if I'll be able to get to any of them in the next few months. Oh, I remember what it is now. Um, I worked with Tim and James a little bit on the Dragon Grin map. Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. um, and yes, and I hadn't announced it yet. Thank you, Connor. Um, and we started working on that a little bit together and collaborating, and it's not happening anymore. I I just I talked to Tim, and I was just like, Tim, I'm feeling. I had been talking to the guys for the AbTab guys for months. I talked to them almost every day, and just so they knew I was kind of going through a rough patch with maps and just kind of like, not feeling it. Just can't bring myself to sit down and do it. And I think part of it was because the Dragon Grin map was a little bit daunting for me, and it was out of my comfort zone, honestly. The style that I knew Tim wanted, I was just talking to him, and he talked to me, and I completely agree. It feels like the style they're going for is not a style that I would be gifted at. And it was the same thing with Barker with his Nkea map, which is awesome. Um, the style that they're looking for is not my style. I have a pretty specific style, and I've tried new things. I tried a color map with one guy, and it was cool. Alexander was his name, Alec, and yeah, it was cool. It was a good experience. I'm glad I did it. It's not in my wheelhouse, so I struggled with that a little bit, and overall, I'm pretty pleased with how it came out. I think it looks good, but the style that Tim was going for was even more stylized and more, not really so much a map as it is a piece of art. And the way that I described it to him, I said, Tim, it sounds like you are looking for not necessarily a cartographer, a map maker, but you're looking for what did I say? An illustrator. So, yeah, I think that's what it is. Bungwires, welcome. Yeah, so anyway, so we had a falling out. There's a lot of bitterness. No, I'm kidding. So anyway, yeah, we agreed that that was the best direction. I was feeling that way, and then he came out and said it, and I was like, Tim, thank you for saying that, because I think, yeah, it's not going to be a good fit. I could certainly give it a try. I'm confident I can make something that looks cool, but I know what they're talking about, going for a very specific style, because I'm actually going through the exact same thing right now with someone who's designing a new logo for me, or actually he's making a new video intro for me. It'll be very similar actually to my other one, not much of a change, but I just wanted a more high-res logo, and because the one that he had made previously was not very high-res, and I was having trouble getting it on t-shirts, and I want to get t-shirts and all this stuff. So yeah, Jeremy, I almost got you with my me and Tim falling out story. I should have done a whole video on that. That would have just been, yeah, that would have been cruel. So next video, why Tim Carney sucks. No, love you, Tim. But yeah, so with the logo, yeah, I'm dealing with the same thing where it's like this guy sent me this thing, and it's like, my style that I want, the thing that I know I want is so specific that I think I'm gonna just try to do it myself with the logo. Maybe reach out for a little help here and there from some gifted artists out there. So yeah, go ahead, you artists. But anyway, that's where I'm at with mapping right now. So I'm not doing the Dragon Grim map anymore. But yeah, Tim and James are still getting the map done, and it'll be awesome, I'm sure, because they're going to look for an artist better suited to the tone that they're going for with that map. So that'll be really cool. And it kind of does, I feel like that has lifted a weight where it's like, maybe I'll draw a map. Whereas before it was like, if I was going to draw a map, I knew I had to do that Dragon Grin map. Which again, I could have done and made it look okay, but anyway, I think that it's better this way for sure. So yeah, we'll see what happens on the Mappening 8 on Sunday night. We'll see what I'm working on. I have some ideas, but Nothing firm yet, and I might adapt it based on what Hankerin comes with, because Hankerin's going to bring the Vitruvian principles. There's no denying it. So check that out Sunday night at 9 p.m. Yeah, other than that, I'm sticking to my schedule once a week on Wednesdays, and yeah, Jeremy. Jeremy says hopefully that ends up being the right call for all of you guys, man. And yeah, I think it will be, definitely. I feel really good about it. I think Tim and James feel really good about it. So, and I'm sure it'll be awesome. The schedule is going okay. Sticking to Wednesdays. Yeah, it's going pretty well. It's going to be tough throughout this season with school, but I'm pretty committed to that right now. And in terms of maps, the maps are the thing that's going to have to, the map commissions are going to have to wait because of that, because I'm sticking to that once a week schedule of videos. For me, that means usually filming a video on Monday nights. Sometimes that can be an hour, 30 minutes, but usually it's 2-3 hours, and then usually 2-3 hours of editing on Tuesday nights. Not always. This week's was actually not too bad. A little less than that. So, yeah. Anyway, I want to thank the few of you who are hanging out with me here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shout them out. But yeah, so the maps, I look forward to getting to June when school is over for me. Maybe even May when things start to slow down a little bit. And at that point, being able to tackle just a couple small map commissions, nothing big, because I think that's part of what burned me out is some of those bigger projects, especially this last color one was very daunting and challenging. But yeah, I think that, come June, I'll be ready to add that back into the mix. And at some point, maybe I'll reevaluate the once a week video thing. Maybe I feel like, no, I really do need to make maps a priority. Yeah, I've been thinking more about that. I would like to make them a priority, but it's just not possible with it's almost like I have to choose either or. Do a little less frequent videos, maybe not do the once a week thing, and to focus on maps a couple more nights a week. But yeah, I think summertime I should have time for both, which is awesome. Yeah, so my master's degree, Jeremy, is it's in education with a focus on technology integration. So, yep, educational technology. Bung wires. Educate yourself first, entertain the rest of us later. Will do. Yeah, no, I'm sticking to the once a week schedule. And on those weeks where I'm really busy, it might be a quick video, like a D&D short swords type of video, but hopefully it can keep out. I've got ideas that I'm excited about for videos, for sure. There's no shortage of ideas. I've got a long list of things that if I just had the time, right? But yeah, when I do have the time, I'll keep on doing those. Connor says, love your content, man. You got me started with D&D, and I'm going to be DM for my first session on Monday. We are all new to the hobby, so it will be very chill. Any tips on how to make it more fun for everyone? You know what? I would say if you're all new to the hobby, keep it light and keep it just a fun dungeon crawl. That's what I would recommend. Keep it a fun dungeon crawl. Don't shy away from the tropes. You want to start in a tavern, go for it. You want to, and then, after that, mix it up. But those tropes are there for a reason. I think that sometimes that can be a good starting point where people are like, okay, I kind of have a feeling for what this is, or find out what people like. Are people really into, are there works of fiction that they really like? Fantasy tones, they really like. This guy's really into Conan. This guy's really into The Hobbit. You can kind of feel that stuff out and plan along that way. But just keep it a light kind of, hey, let's just have fun. Let's kill some monsters and take their stuff. That's what I would say. Yeah. And don't stress it in terms of, the rules. Just be flexible, and when you don't know a rule, make it up. Just say, I don't know how to handle that, but roll a d20 and just make up a number in your head that they have to get to do it, to do the thing, right? So yeah, that's what I would say. Jeremy says, awesome, agreed. Jacob says, what's up, Nate? Looking forward to what's in store for WASD 20 in 2017. Thank you, man. See, I said WASD 20 because that's how you say it, Jake. You're bringing me down, man. No, I don't care. WASD 20 is great. But I usually say WASD 20. And now, because you typed it, I read it in your voice. All right. Bungwires says, indeed. Henrik says, hey, bro, you're awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Cheers from the UK, Connor. Thank you. Hey, Nate. Timothy says, glad I could catch your vid. Really impressed with your map making skills, but even more impressed with your characters I've seen you play. You rock. Oh, thanks so much, Timothy. That's awesome. This video is coming in at 20 minutes here, so I think I'm going to call it because I will be hopefully uploading this to YouTube later if I can figure that out. And Joshua, hello and goodbye. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We got 12 viewers here, which is awesome. And hopefully I'll be doing more of these live Facebook things, and some of them will be uploaded to YouTube later, but some of them will not be. So just make sure you're following me on Facebook, WASD20. You can even get subscribed to get notifications when I go live or whenever I post anything, basically, which I have my favorite content creators, Tabletop Terrors, and A Fistful of Dice, Be a Better Game Master. I think I also have Mini Terrain Domain and some others that I get notifications, so it's right at the top of my Facebook feed. So I like doing that because that's one of the first things I like to see when I come to Facebook is what have these cats been up to, because they're awesome. So anyway, Tim, hi. Everybody have a good night. Have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. I'm excited for the weekend. And everybody take care. I'll see you again very soon. Wait, I messed that up. Everybody take care. You'll see me again very soon. There we go.